I want you to know clearly, and he's going to hate this, but Adam Carolla is my new hero. Forget everything I've said about George Washington. Forget about it. Adam Carolla, I think I love you. Now, Stu, I know that you're the Adam Carolla fan in the studio. I just listened to 10 minutes of Adam Carolla, and it's more Adam Carolla than I've ever heard before. And I know that, I've heard him a little bit when he was on with, what was his name? Dr. Drew. And I know he's filthy and everything else.
Yeah, admittedly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a godless animal.
I don't know if that's accurate, but yeah, he's...
Pat's the judge of the godless animals. Is he a godless animal?
I'd say he's probably a godless animal.
Yeah, it's not something I throw around. Pat throws that around all the time, so I just let me check with the expert on godless.
Like when someone delivers his food 10 minutes late, they are also a godless animal.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been a godless animal many times, and probably just this morning to Pat. But anyway, see, right now he's thinking he is a godless animal.
Yeah, that's a
godless animal.
That was his face.
So Adam Carolla is brilliant.
Yeah, he's a very, very talented guy.
No.
He is.
He's a very talented guy, but he's also brilliant.
Yeah.
This rant that is now posted on the Blaze, and I warn you,
it's filled with
gonna be
stuff that it'll curl your toes.
Next hour, we'll play it for you. We can't play it this hour because it's been in edit now for about an hour, and we haven't finished editing it yet. It is riddled with profanity, but
that's what makes it so satisfying, really. Because for the most part, we've said almost everything there. He's talking about the occupiers, the Occupy Wall Street crowd, and participation trophies, and we've covered that ground. But he covers it in such a way that it's just so satisfying. Oh, it's so satifying.
Oh, it is. It's.
You don't want children near.
No, you don't want children within the next block. But it is. May I just recommend that you turn the lights down low and light a candle or two, put some Barry White on it, and listen to this rant. It is. It is so exactly right on the money on what's happening to our society.
It's just what needed to be said in the way it should be said.
the way that even the most pious among us
have to go, yes, thank you.
There's a time and a place where the F word is just almost poetry, and this is it. I am really sorry, but I
feel bad for liking it, but
you know what it is? It's a gallon of Haagen-Dazs. That's what it is. This rant is a gallon of Haagen-Dazs. You know you shouldn't eat it. You know it's going to make you... It's like, I'm just going to feel fat afterwards, and I'm going to feel like I shouldn't have had that gallon of... But all the while you're just like, I'm going to keep eating this and eating this and eating it because there's nothing better than Haagen-Dazs.
And you'll just want to lay on the couch and undo your pants afterwards.
And then you'll swear afterwards, I don't want any more of that. I can't do... And then, as soon as you buckle up your pants again, you're like, is there any more Haagen-Dazs left? It's good stuff, man.
It's funny because it really is probably the most specific example of conservative porn we've ever talked about, because that is what it is.
It's pornographic in the way he says it, but it is.
But it's
good
and
stuff.
The funny thing is, everything he says in there at one point in the not too distant past was absolutely common sense to every American.
Absolutely.
I don't know when that
become lost. It's not even comedic. It's not even comedic 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, it's not comedic. Today, it's not only comedic, he's a champion a champion of the working class. He's a champion of common sense.
And again, for those who don't know, Adam Carolla, he does a radio show, or he used to do a radio show.
No,
it was called, I think, Nightline when he did it with Dr. Drew, right? And then he was on LA radio, and I think now he does
He's also
podcast.
On the Man Show.
Wait.
Comedy Central.
Right.
You have to say this the right way. He's did a national radio show, and then a local radio show in LA, blah blah blah. And now he does a podcast. Now I believe he's the biggest. Isn't he the biggest podcast out there?
If it's not the biggest, it's one of the biggest.
It's one. I mean,
millions
and millions of people listen to him on podcasts,
and rightly so. He's really good. He's really good.
I've never. I mean, he is. He is. Can I tell you something? Pat is the only one in this studio that can relate to this. He's me 15 years ago. Is he not?
Yeah.
That's the way
with the same verbiage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the way I sounded 15 years ago.
Longer than 15 years.
Well, has it been?
At this point? Yeah,
a little bit longer.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, I've heard the stories.
Yeah, and not from me.
No, from everyone.
Yeah, from everyone else. Foul mouth.
Yeah, I've heard the stories too. I've heard the stories. From you.
Live. As it happened before they were legendary stories. Yeah. But that's exactly the way
Had you
I
not
used to
changed, I think this show would be on satellite radio, and this is what you'd be doing.
Probably.
This kind of
Instead,
stuff.
I'm talking about George Washington in a powdered wig.
His daily show, 50 million downloads in the first year.
Oh, my
Really?
50 million. Now, of course, that's, each
in a year.
But still, it's a lot of people.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a lot of people. And again, he's doing something similar to what we're attempting to do on GBTV, which is get people to kind of listen to things in a different way.
He's ahead of his time. Look, there are the Bob Hopes and the Jack Bennys and the Milton Berles now of the internet. This is a time that where everything is changing. Everything is changing. When people went from radio to television, for a while there, people were like, "What are you doing television?" What is it? Yeah, they were real dummies, weren't they? Yeah, Lucille Ball, what a fool. It is that transitional period now. I just sat in a room last night or yesterday afternoon with a Business Insider. I can't take the New York elite anymore. I've never been good with the New York elite. I am just so ready to. You remember as Pat when we were working in Baltimore, and we had this boss who was just a lying sack of crap. Remember him? Mm-hmm. And Pat and I, and if it wasn't for our wives, we would have done this. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And we would. Am I lying or dying?
No, we were prepared to
do it.
We
were prepared to do it. And if it wasn't for our wives who were disgusted by us and said, "You'll hurt yourself, you can't do that," we would have done it. This guy was a neat Nick. Everything on his desk was exactly so. And he had been lying to us, and we knew he was bringing us in to fire us. We just knew it.
Not this.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized where this was going.
Oh, this is great. We were going to go in and take Icapac, which is what you give to your kids to make them vomit if they've taken poison. We were going to go out to Hard Times Cafe and get chili and eat as much Cincinnati
chili stuff,
as we
three-way
possibly could.
Comes with spaghetti and chili and all that.
And take Icapac, and we just wanted to vomit
all over his desk.
All over his desk. All over his furniture.
Oh, man.
Because once this stuff kicks in, you can't stop. You can't stop. You just can't stop. I don't know why I'm telling you this story. Where was I leading this story back?
God only knows.
Oh, I remember, because I was at this this thing for the media elite yesterday, and I just if I were Adam Carolla, I would just vomit all over them. I would take Icapac and just vomit all over them. I'm so sick of it. So they're what?
I don't know how else you could possibly tell us, give an example of how you didn't like a particular group of elites.
No, I just,
other than giving the story about wanting to vomit all
the problem is I'm tired of, I walked out of there and I said, hey, here's an idea. Why don't you come up with something new? Something I haven't heard for the last 5 years. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, this is all nuts. Why don't you just come up with something new?
You only say it for a fact.
Yeah, I've heard all of this stuff before, and now you've got, I don't know, the Middle East on fire, the economy of the world collapsing. You have Iran ready to attack Israel, and Israel ready to attack Iran. You have everything we've talked about. You've got the Occupy Wall Street in the streets of New York, exactly the way I outlined it 2 years ago. I'm just sick of it. And this guy gives, he's given an interview, and he said, and he's a decent guy. He's a decent guy. And the website, the Business Insider is one of my favorite websites. I think they really do tell the truth. And he says to me, he starts in and he says, a lot of people think you're crazy, Glenn, and I just unloaded, and it just what else do you need? What else do you need? And he said, a lot of people think that, your audience, they're just zombies. Now, this is media elite in this audience. And they all clap. When I come out, they all clap like this. It's not even a golf clap. I don't even get a golf clap. It's just like, I've got fish for hands, and I'm just going to, okay. And so I walk out, and they said, your audience will just do whatever you say. And I said, oh, and this is the first time I think I looked at the audience. Oh, please continue to discount me and my audience, please, because I'll just clean the floor with you. In time, we'll just mop the floor with you. Please consider to dismiss my audience and underestimate your audience.
Ask the Democrats in 2010 what it's like to underestimate this audience.
Oh, yeah.
Just exactly see how that one works out for you in the end.
These guys, everybody is, and after I finished, I think it was ABC and NBC that were coming out after me, and they, these executives I didn't stay for, and wish I could have, and they were coming on, and they were going to say, oh no, the television news and it's all great, and it's all going to be, is it? Nobody trusts you guys. Look at how big. I just mentioned on the Blaze that Adam Carolla is there, and we have this system where I can see how big stories are.
That's the biggest I've ever seen.
Yeah,
is that the biggest we've ever had?
We don't have a camera that can hit that thing. We have a. It's called Mosaic, and it's a way for me to be able to monitor stories online, so I can see online. I can see all of the platforms, and I can see what story people are connecting with, and we can see it in real time. Have you ever seen a story that big?
I've never seen it that big. No.
That's
huge.
It's Mosaic, and so there it is, and so the story gets bigger as more people are viewing it.
And you see the tiny little boxes around it if you're viewing on GBTV.
Go down.
That's
how
big the other stories are.
See, look at the red boxes underneath. You're watching on GBTV. See the little red boxes underneath?
That's kind of the normal size.
Those are stories in the normal size. Where it says 535, story 535 up there. You see that story? That's a big story. Now look at how huge Adam Carolla is right now. And we just mentioned it once.
Yeah, it's about 7 times the size of any of the other stories.
It's gigantic. This is why the mainstream media will fail. Because this guy's telling the truth. You may not like the way he's saying it. I don't even like the way he's saying it. Well, no, Adam. I love you, Adam. I love you. I love the way you're saying it, actually. I couldn't say it that way, but I love the way you're saying it. You may not like the way he's saying it. You may not want that on your network, whatever. But he connects with people because he's saying the absolute truth that everybody knows. I said to this audience yesterday, you guys can say whatever you want about me. You can look at you can live in your little dream world, but I can guarantee you that every one of you in the still of the night, every one of you know in your gut something's not right. Something's not right. This isn't a stable society. It's not a stable situation. Now you can live in your little dream world that everything's going to be fine and cross your fingers and, oh, I hope the Muslim Brotherhood, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. You can cross your fingers all you want. Just prepare to live with the consequences of burying your head in the sand. Ugh. Anyway, forget everything I said about Adam Carolla being Adam Carolla. Or, I mean, everything I said about George Washington being Adam Carolla is the thing today.
I don't know that you know enough about...
Oh, no, I think I do. I heard 9 minutes. What else do you need to know? No. Sure, we had researchers that I've studied George Washington for years, but I've heard 9 minutes. It's genius.
It is. Genius. It's great stuff, man. It is.
See if you call Adam and see if you can get him on the show. I put him on the radio and television. I'd love to sit down with him and talk to him. I mean, I don't know if I'd recommend it for the kids, but I would like to, I'd like to talk to him.
It's not going to appear on Liberty Treehouse, you're saying?
No, GBTV? Definitely not going to be on Liberty Treehouse.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, here's our sponsor this half hour.